Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, I'm John and I'm back with another video on my channel here, Musings of a Marine. I want to thank everybody that watched my last video. It's probably the most controversial video that I did, but what I found out was there was a lot of people out there, expats and other Westerners, who had a similar experience that I did in Angeles and along the Po, and they could relate to it. And that's something that I really appreciated. I got some really kind words from some people that commented on it. I gained more subscribers from this past video than any other video I've ever done. And I really do appreciate that. But, I was just keeping it real out there. I talk about the Philippines all the time and why I love it so much, but there had to be a reason, as to why I started going over there, and well, there it was. So got to be honest about it. That's all part of it, and just a common thing that Marines did while they were over there. So if you haven't watched the video, please do, because it really tells a true story. And while there's some things we don't want to always talk about in life, I felt the need to get it out there because it's something that happened to many people, obviously, and the comments that I got from the video shows that. So speaking of trying to keep things real and being honest, what I want to touch on this video today, I'm going to call this Taking Care of Yourself in Iloilo, because I turned 61 last month. And when you start getting up there in years, I was at a get-together with my high school graduating class from 1981 yesterday, and we're all talking about being retired or soon going to be retired. So we're getting to that age where you have to think about those things very seriously. And when you go over to the Philippines, if you plan on retiring there or doing some travel there, well, let's face it, when you get into your 60s, things start breaking down. One of my classmates couldn't play golf with us yesterday because he had just had a knee replacement. I've had 2 hip replacements. People can relate to this stuff. And as we age, we need to take care of our bodies and do things to help us along and make us feel better. And one of the wonderful things about the Philippines is you can do that, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. When we were over there this time last year, my wife Diana and I both had dental work done. Because it's cheaper. Even though I have dental insurance here for the both of us, there's just some things that we can get done in the Philippines that are cheaper. I had this partial denture put in my mouth last year in the Philippines. Cost about $300 American without insurance. Unfortunately, one of my teeth chipped, and I needed to get a new partial this year. And even with my insurance covering a good amount of the cost, it was still well over $700. So you have that advantage in the Philippines to do a lot of things for a lot less money. But it's not only dental work, it's not only necessarily surgeries, and I'm sure there's a lot of great surgeons in the Philippines, but obviously here in the States, we do have better facilities, and I have health insurance. Plus, as a veteran, I could always go to the VA hospital and get surgery there. But it goes all beyond that. Di and I not only got some dental work done that was much needed, but we pampered ourselves a little bit. And you know what? That's a good thing, because as you age, you're going to have more aches and pains. You're going to have times where, something on you is just hurting. If you retire in the Philippines, you want to go see the sights. Now you have the time, and if you invest properly, you have the money to go do different things and see the country. But if your body's not up to it, what good are those other things, right? So Di and I are in a situation where if we did retire in the Philippines, in Iloilo, as I want to, we would be able to do those things. Di's almost 63 and in fantastic shape. And I'm not in the least bit worried about her. She's in England right now. They're going to see the sights. They did a bunch of walking over there, and something that I just can't do anymore. So she's all set, but I'm not. My knees are going bad. Like I said, I had 2 hip replacements. Both of my shoulders have been operated on. And there's just some things in the Philippines that you can do for real cheap to help you along when you're this age. Number one is massages, and I think that's one of the most important things. I don't have a good back either. I get lower back pain pretty easy. But what I have found is by getting a massage every couple of weeks, when we were in Iloilo last year, that really, really helped me. And, when you keep your body loose and the muscles don't ache, even if your spine's not quite where it needs to be, you feel a lot better. And I remember in 2018 when we were in Iloilo for my mother-in-law's wake, I had a couple massages done during that time. And when we got back here to Michigan, I didn't have to see the chiropractor for 3 months. And I'm telling you, that's unusual for me. And so massages can really help. I had to switch shoes at work recently because my right foot was starting to hurt really bad. Well, heck, I got a really nice foot massage when we were in Iloilo last year. So it's not just the back. I mean, my shoulders need it, elbows, knees, and now my feet. You get older and you're a little bit heavier, and it takes its toll on your feet too. So these are the great things that you can do over there, and none of them cost a lot of money. My gosh, you can get like an hour back massage for, what, $15 American at the most? I mean, these things are really, really helpful to get through daily life when you get to be in your 60s, and especially if you want to spend time, doing different things. When we went to Bohol last year, my body held up just fine for that trip. Going on the dune buggy over the bumps, no problem. Walking up the stairs to the lookout point so you could look out at all the chocolate hills there. I didn't have any problem navigating those stairs, even with my knees. And of course, the next day when we rode on that pump boat to Balikasig Island, the waves were pretty choppy, and I held up just fine. I had to jump out of the boat and everything, which isn't something that I typically want to put my knees through, but I did, and it wasn't any problem. And we walked all over that island as well. So the reason I'm able to do this is by taking care of myself, watching my weight, but obviously the massages make a big, big difference. So if you are planning on retiring into the Philippines, or you're going to go over there and visit, take advantage of these low-cost massages and pampering that you can have done over there. You'll enjoy the heck out of it. And there's a couple other ones I want to talk about too. And some people may think I'm feminine or a wimp for doing these next things I'm going to tell you about. But you know what? When you serve in the United States Marine Corps, you have a permanent man card. So I don't worry about what anybody thinks as far as that goes anymore. But I had a couple of facials done while I was there. And why? because between all the sweating from the humidity over there and the dirt and dust in the air, my face would break out. It was hard on my complexion to be over in Iloilo and in the Philippines in general. But because of these facials that I had, cleaning my pores out, some of it was a little painful, I'll admit, but these people doing what they were doing, having these pretty ladies hovering over you and cleaning your pores out and getting rid of all the crud that's in them and everything like that. Boy, I hardly had any acne at all over there, and I've never seen anything like that. For years, I've been going over there and I tried to wash my face as best as I could. And still, because of the environment that I was in, that could be a problem at times. But not this last trip. Those facials did wonders for my complexion. And again, they didn't cost a whole heck of a lot of money. So, maybe $20 at the most. So there was those things. And then the other things, which some people say maybe are kind of feminine, though I don't. I had a manicure and 2 pedicures while I was there. Now, as far as the manicures go, yeah, I can trim my own fingernails, no big deal. But it's nice to have them cleaned up really good. Because, hey, this is all things that make you feel better. If you're a man and you've never had a manicure and a pedicure, trust me, and especially in the pedicure aspect of it, you do feel better because of it. And again, you're going to do some walking around. Maybe you want to see the sights. You want your feet to be in good working order, so it's important. So I had 2 pedicures, and hey, it was nice. You had this nice and pretty young lady trimming my nails up. Because of my 2 hip replacements that I've had, it is hard for me to bend over and trim my own toenails now. It's rather difficult, especially on my right foot, because my right leg had the 2 hip replacements. So being able to have a nice, pretty young lady clean up your toes and your toenails and make them look better than they ever have, any better than I could ever do, or even Diana could do, is really a nice thing, because obviously we did do a bit of walking when we were over there. And you can just feel it in your toes, how much better it feels. You don't want any toenails bugging you when you're out on vacation and trying to have a good time. You want to be feeling your best. And one other last thing I want to touch on this video too is, because I do go to the chiropractor from time to time, Di was always worried about, if you retire in the Philippines, what are you going to do if you need a chiropractor? Well, guess what? A chiropractor is becoming more and more a common thing in the Philippines. In Iloilo alone, I don't know if it's a company name, but I guess it is. It's called iChiro, the I standing for Iloilo, of course. My nephew, Baba, even used their services when he had a really bad pinched nerve in one of his shoulders. And it did help him feel better. So chiropractors can help too. And now Iloilo has a chiropractic service. And no, I have never met anybody at iChiro, so this is not something that I'm plugging for them. I just know of them, and I personally know somebody who has used their services, and it worked out well. Now, for those of you watching this video who know who the actress Patricia Javier is, one of my favorite actresses back in the day, her husband, Rob Walcher, is a licensed chiropractor. And thanks to them moving back to the Philippines from California, he has opened at least 3 chiropractic offices. There's one in Metro Manila. There's one in Antipolo, where Patricia's from, and they have a home there. but I know they have at least 3 offices in the Metro Manila area. And so I was so happy that when Doc Rob, as they called him, and Patricia moved to the Philippines with their 2 sons, because that was indeed my hope, that they could spread chiropractic care throughout the area, and hopefully it'll take root in other islands in the country as well. So those are just some things that I want to pass on to you. You sleep better when you feel better. And when you get to the Philippines from that long flight, you're so sleep deprived. You've got jet lag. It takes a week to get over it. If you can get better sleep because your body feels better, then all the more reason to do these things that I've just suggested. Take care of yourself, and you will enjoy your stay in Iloilo or any other place in the Philippines so much more. And you'll be able to do more of the walking, and you'll be able to go out on a beach and go swimming and walk along the beach hand in hand with your, the love of your life, and not have to worry about not being able to handle the walk. And when you feel better, you have more stamina to maybe stay up a little bit later and experience more things too. So please consider those things. You don't have to spend a boatload of money on dental, but the opportunity is there if you want it. And I remember one year we went over there in 2006. Di even had, a little bit of, it was actual surgery on her back, to get some stuff taken off of her back that shouldn't have been there. And it didn't cost a lot of money to do it. I had a filling fall out of one of my teeth when we were over there in 2010. And we went to a dentist office there, the same one that Di went to last year. And for $30, they replaced the filling. $30. That would be over $100 in the U.S., especially if you don't have insurance. So please consider those things. And trust me, you will feel so much better and enjoy your stay in the Philippines so much more. When you get into your 60s, you have to start taking these things seriously. I'm not the young John the Marine from the 1980s that was, exploring the Angeles and Olongapo and Baguio. Those days are over. But Di and I would like to go to Baguio, and obviously we would be doing a lot of walking. I got to make sure I take care of myself. So there it is. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's more of giving advice, but again, it's from personal experiences and the things that Diana and I have done to make our stay in Iloilo and in the Philippines in general more enjoyable. Take care of yourself when you get this age. And because we're nearing retirement, and you don't want your golden years to be painful and unenjoyable. I call the golden years because now this is your time to really enjoy your life. You don't have any more obligations. Just do what you want to do and enjoy it, and do it for you. It doesn't cost much at all over there. Okay? So, hey, I'm John. Thanks for tuning in to my channel, Musings of a Marine. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you take care of yourself very, very well, and you pamper yourself too when you're in the Philippines. Thank you very much. Semper Fi, take care, and God bless.